After being present at the banquet in honor of Breezy, upon taking possession of the magic dropper, a daring Zeus confronted his father, freeing his brothers held captive inside Cronus's stomach. The problems began when Gaia, the great Earth Mother, who could see the future through contact with the magic dropper, informed her son Cronus, the king of the gods, that he was destined to be deposed by one of her sons, just as he had dethroned his father Uranus. Therefore, although he fathered several children with Rhea, he swallowed them as soon as they were born. Rhea, desperate for the fate of her offspring, asked the goddess Gaia to devise a plan to save the child she was carrying and punish the conceited Cronus for so many abuses. On the orders of Gaia, the great Earth Mother, Rhea gave birth in a cave on the island of Crete, later giving Cronus a stone wrapped in swaddling clothes, which he swallowed without complaint. In utmost secrecy, the goddess Gaia kept the child hidden on Crete until he grew up and set out to confront his father, taking a job as Cronus's cupbearer. Arriving at the opportune moment, Zeus used a potion prepared by his grandmother Gaia to force his father to regurgitate his stomach contents in the reverse order of how he had swallowed the newborns. After freeing his siblings, they entered Tartarus and freed the Cyclopes and the Hecatonchires. In the war known as the Titanomachy, these two generations of deities clashed. The Olympians, operating from Mount Olympus, led by Zeus and his brothers, fought alongside the Cyclopes and the Hecatonchires against the powerful Titans, led and commanded by Cronus, with their headquarters on Mount Othrys. During the wars, Breezy, wanting to stay out of the struggles for power, ordered the Anemoi, the wind gods, not to support either side. After about 10 years of fierce battles, following the victory of the Olympians, Zeus became the new king of the gods and divided the world between himself and his older brothers Hades and Poseidon by drawing lots. Zeus was given the sky and the air, Poseidon the waters, and Hades the underworld. The earth remained in the power of the goddess Gaia, the Great Mother. Hecate, the mysterious queen of spells, who had refused to participate in the conflict, continued to be powerful, both in the sky and at sea, as well as on land. After the division of the planet, Zeus took as his first wife and lover the Titaness Metis, his accomplice in supplying Cronus with the emetic. Metis, prudent by nature, exalted by having been chosen by Zeus, made the mistake of prophesying that their relationship would produce first a powerful daughter, and then a son destined to rule the world. Zeus waited patiently for her to announce her first pregnancy, and as soon as she did, he swallowed her. Later, he himself would give birth to Athena, who sprang from his head thanks to the cut made by the Titan Prometheus with an enchanted labrys, a gift from the Cyclops. From that moment on, Prometheus, who had also not participated in the conflagration, would be accepted as a welcome visitor on Olympus. After Athena's birth, Zeus, now king of the gods, somewhat worried, went to see his grandparents, Gaia and Uranus, to discuss Metis's untimely and disturbing prophecy. Gaia advised him to meet with Breezy if he wanted to know for sure what the future held. Breezy was the right person to guard the magic dropper. She also advised him to present himself to her free of evil thoughts, and without useless pride and resentment. She said goodbye with the following words: "My dear grandson, the power the magic dropper gives Breezy is infinite. There is no room for ambition. Do you want anything more powerful than having access to total wisdom, extreme speed, perfect health, and the guarantee of living until the end of time? Is there anything more rewarding than being able to selflessly help others?" Breezy wields his powers with extreme humility, and his only intention is to do good. His virtues are above the king of the gods. Zeus, somewhat confused by his grandmother's words, summoned Breezy to Olympus. Breezy appeared promptly at one of the entrances to the central palace, arousing the admiration and respect of all the deities he met. Breezy felt an uneasy feeling for no apparent reason when she encountered the burly Titan Prometheus, who was lurking at the entrance to the palace. But she forgot about it as she made her way to meet the king of the gods. Since Breezy was a child, and to make her feel comfortable, Zeus chose a rather informal place to meet her, on one of the terraces of Olympus, far from any formality. Zeus was amazed by Breezy's calmness, insight, and humility, and found it incredible that a girl with so much power could be so simple. However, when they began to talk, he realized that Breezy's intelligence threatened his intellectual vanity. The girl, seeing Zeus's confusion, spoke up. "Respected king of the gods, I know that you are concerned about the prophecy of Metis the Wise, about your future as ruler of the gods. Today I tell you that you will reign for millennia, and none of your race will dethrone you. And since you are immortal, your power can only be overcome by time and custom. However, it is important for you to know that many millennia from now, there will be a race of beings on Earth very similar to us, who will become very intelligent because they will carry within them an iota of divinity. They will then want to make direct contact with the Almighty and will pay little attention to messenger gods, since they will not need intermediaries. You will have a great offspring of gods and mortals, and your name will be forever written in history. Could anyone wish for more?" Zeus, somewhat doubtful of Breezy's words and seeing the current situation, replied, "You say that will happen many millennia from now. When that time comes, we'll see how intelligent they are." From then on, Zeus will show great respect for Breezy, a respect that will be reciprocated. Upon leaving Olympus, Breezy meets Prometheus again, and this time, in a vision of images from the future, he understands why he had worried him with his presence. In Prometheus's destiny, there were great differences with Zeus over his attempt to protect the future human race. He also saw how Prometheus wanted to seize the magic dropper and how he later became part of his circle of friends. Breezy offered him his most pleasant smile, looking forward to future challenges, and the devious Prometheus, somewhat bewildered by Breezy's attitude, didn't know how to react. Just as Breezy had predicted, Zeus ruled with great justice and created, together with the jealous and fearsome Hera and other beautiful divinities, a large lineage, as did many of the gods of Olympus. Some of these deities became Breezy's great friends and staunch allies. She intervened to protect the goddess Leto and her twins, Apollo and Artemis, from the jealousy of Hera, who sent Python, the serpent daughter of Gaia, to kill her before giving birth, or from the giant Tityos, instigated by Hera to rape Leto. Breezy and her family drove away the serpent Python, who, when he learned of Breezy's involvement, refused to confront the wind gods, who had already ridiculed the feared Hecatonchires. She fared better than the giant Tityos, who, after being defeated and gagged by the intrepid Anemoi, ended up in Tartarus by order of the king of the gods. The crippled Hephaestus was also Breezy's protege, helping him leave the vain and vengeful Hera prostrate by sending him a majestic, diamond-studded throne as a gift, from which he was unable to rise for 3 days. Breezy and the protectors of the magic dropper also helped Zeus himself during his unequal confrontation with the terrifying Typhon, the winged monster. New deities and giants were born, who, along with other ancient and powerful ones, secretly became enemies of the girl who carried the magic dropper. Several years after Breezy had received the magic dropper, the centaur Chiron was visited on Mount Pelion by Breezy's mother, who had been transported into the cave by Xanthus, one of the magical horses. Chloris informed her that Breezy had been poisoned again with ergot. She had arrived at the Thracian palace in very poor condition, but had recovered after contact with the magic dropper. As it was now known, the magic dropper cured her symptoms, but did not make her immune to the disease. Seeking an antidote, the wise Chiron handcrafted another gleaming adamantine dye, which he then brought as a gift to Breezy. The dye was very similar to her own, although much smaller. He told her that should she contract the ergo virus again, the dye's energetic powers would help counteract the poison and give her time to return to the Thracian palace. From this moment forward, this dye would be known as Chiron's cube. Breezy, carrying the die with her at all times, would also use it to relax and meditate. The education provided to Breezy by the enlightened centaur Chiron would, over the ages, become legendary. Chiron, at the request of his beloved and spoiled student, will also be the tutor of many of the mythological heroes.